Good morning, everyone. We are back again for another fun-filled day. So, before we even get started on what we're going to do today, I want to catch you up on some of the stuff that the weeknight crew has done. And for the record, there is no weeknight crew; it's still just me. My wife thought it was very important that I clarify that fact. But anyway, I'm going to keep calling them the weeknight crew, even if it is just me. So, first off, the kitchen. So, I want to share with you this. So we ended up, my brother-in-law helped me get this kitchen sink back in. The lines are down there, the drain line coming in, water lines coming up. I haven't hooked them up yet, but it looks great. Obviously, I need to clean it up a little bit. I still haven't patched this wall here, but we'll get that done eventually. But yeah, it's so good to have that back in place. I'm super excited. I also moved the stove back in. Definitely need some cleaning on the top. But yeah, that's back in. It looks great. We still need to buy a refrigerator and put that in here. I just want to share the paint overall looks great. I am always hesitant uh, to basically paint everything white, but once it's all dry, it definitely looks better. It was quite shiny when I was here the other day, but now it's much more muted and it looks fantastic. It's much brighter in here than it was before with if you recall, the red on the walls with the yellow down below. So the other thing that the weeknight crew did, they started on the floor in here, and unfortunately, those jerks, they left me with all the hard stuff, but that's okay. What we're going to do today, it's going to be all flooring all the time. So I'm just going to be working on flooring until I either get it done or I run out of flooring. And I might run out of flooring. So I've got about maybe 8 boxes left. Good news is the only thing I really have to do is this space here. I've actually got a bunch here as well. I'm going to do this space here, here. I got to do all the thresholds, and then here, and a few closets. So there's a good chance we'll have plenty. But once I get that flooring done, it's going to unlock so much. I'll be able to put all of the quarter round or whatever I end up shoe molding, whatever I end up choosing there. I'll be able to do the thresholds, and I'll be able to put the plinth blocks back, right? So those are all off too. Basically, once I get this place all trimmed up, it's going to look great. But again, it's like, I got to do this before I do this, before I do this. And then I get the doors back up once I've got all that stuff. Anyway, yeah. So that's what we're going to be working on today. So thanks again for joining me. We are going to get started. All right, so that's as done as this room's going to get for now. For the most part, it's good. The only thing I have left is over here. I've got a tricky sort of transition here. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with that yet. I'm going to leave it for now. And I left myself a gap here just in case I need to get some tools in there. I think it goes down. It's not just a surface mount sort of thing. I think it actually goes down fairly deep because this was previously the exterior of the house. So honestly, like that, I don't even know what that is. So I'm going to have a think about that, how I'm going to handle that. And then in the future, once I figure that out, then I'll come back and do it up. The good news is now that I've got this room done, right? This room was the key to being able to do quite a few different things. So now I can put the transitions here. I'm still going to do the closets. Actually, those are up next. I can start doing transitions here. I can put on all of the quarter round or the shoe molding or whatever. But this room was kind of the keystone of it all. Had to get this one done before I could progress. I'm going to start in here, getting some flooring down, do the closets as well, and then probably it for flooring. So I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with these stairs yet. I am going to leave it open for now. Hopefully it'll just be a few quick click-ins, but I do need to do this area so that I can do the transitions here and here. So I'm sweating, it's hot, but feeling pretty good about how things are going today. Let's get the landing, little entryway done here and tackle the closets as well. All right, so that's going to do it for me for the day. Honestly, it doesn't look like I got a lot done, but it feels like I got a lot done because I'm pretty tired right now. For some reason, flooring always wears me out. But we managed to get, I would say, about a third of this room done, with the exception of that area over there. Again, I don't know what I'm going to do over there quite yet. Open to ideas if anyone has any. And we also got this landing here done and this closet. So really, those were the spaces that I needed to have done so that I could start doing thresholds and plinth blocks and putting shoe molding or quarter round back on. So now we're in really good shape to be able to do all that stuff. With that, I will see you tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. So I'm back for day 2. The plan for today is to actually start by protecting this area here so I can do some painting. What I'm going to do is start painting all of the trim that I'm going to be putting up. I prefer to do it when it's not on the wall. It's a little easier for me. I don't have to worry about hitting the flooring, and I can just touch it up over the nail holes once I have the trim attached. I'm going to start, though, with the plinth blocks. So these guys here that kind of cover up the exposed area of the flooring right underneath. So I'm going to start with those, get those painted, and that will give me my points that my quarter round or shoe molding or whatever I end up getting has to go in between. And it will also set me up well to know where the thresholds that I'm going to be building are going to go. All right, so those are all done. I'm going to have to cut the bottoms off of each of these because of the increased height on the floor, but I painted them all anyway. For me, it's a lot easier than painting them when they're in place. So next up, we're going to do another coat of mud on the closet here that I never actually finished. It's been sitting like this for probably a month or more now. And we're going to do the same thing on the area in the kitchen where we replaced the stack. All right, so I'm not positive, but I think my camera decided to turn itself off rather than subject you to the abomination that is watching me drywall. So Really, I could have sworn I turned it on, but but it was definitely off when I looked. So unfortunately, you miss most of that. But we did get this part done, and we're gonna walk into the kitchen. And when I say done, I still have one more coat to do because that was terrible. So we need to sand and little bit of sanding and do another coat. But we got the second coat done on this, which was actually went a little bit better. Yeah, I sand a lot. So up next, we are going to start measuring for the quarter round or shoe molding that we're going to get to put up next to the plinth blocks. So I'm not going for exact measurements. Basically, I need to know for the quarter round that's going to go here, I need to know how many feet this is. And really, I'm just interested to know whether it's between 8 feet and 10 feet, or 10 feet and 12 feet, or 12 feet and 16 feet. Looks of it, it's between 8 and 10, but the pieces generally come in those sizes. And I want to make sure I can get one piece to fit that entire area. I don't have to, couple two pieces together and in. I'm also going to look to see how many 8-foot pieces I need, how many 10-foot, 12, and 16 if they even have it. That way I have a good sense for what I need to buy and in what lengths. All right, so measuring's all done. I'm going to need quite a bit of trim for this place, more than I guess I expected, although I'm not sure what I expected. So I'm going to have to go pick that up probably later today. But for now, these plinth blocks are all dried up, and I actually started placing them where in the house they're going to go back in place. So I'm going to measure and cut those and then tack them in place, and then we'll have one more thing done. I do have some stragglers here that either I didn't mark or that maybe are still drying. So we're going to figure out where those go as we go. I didn't have my process down until a couple days after I started taking off some of the initial ones. So hopefully we can find a home for them. All right, so I'm at the point now where I really can't do anything else without making a supply run. Unfortunately, I was trying to finish up some of the trim that we had cut out to put in the double doors. What I didn't realize is the trim I took out of this room and was going to reuse here is shorter than what was in here to start with. So yeah, I'm gonna take a quick drive. I'm gonna pick up some stuff, and then with any luck, I'll be back. All right, so I'm back. Somewhere along the way, it got really late on me, so it's about 3 o'clock right now. I don't know how much I'm going to get done today, in addition to what I've already done. But what I did do was pick up a bunch of trim, including a door pack for the door in there, as well as from home some pine boards, wide pine boards that I'm going to repurpose where I need to for trim, for example, along there. Yeah, like I said, I don't know how much I'm going to get done, but I'm at least going to try and paint some of the quarter round. Just like I did this morning with the plinth blocks. Get cut what I can, and then probably call it a day. All right. Well, honestly, that went a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. The cool thing is, after a misstep first starting out where I was hunched over trying to get it done, I realized what I could do was basically take my hand with them all facing the same direction, take my hand and push everything so it was all face up because it's like a what's quarter round, so it pivots on the back piece there. And I had a bunch of flat surfaces that I could paint really quickly. So all in, that took me about 17 minutes, which I was pretty happy with because that's a lot. That's a lot of quarter round. So I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to start working on the piece to go there. You know what? We're all we're all just doing our best here. That's all I can say. All right, so that's going to be it for me for the day. It's like it's 5:30. I'm tired and I'm hungry. Um, Off camera, I was fiddling with this quite a bit, trying to get the all of the trim and the piece on top right. It was pretty difficult for me, an unskilled person. I think in the future, what I might do is actually tack the top piece to the top before I start cutting the larger piece, rather than cut them separately. I think that's the right way to do it. um, there are gaps. I'm going to fix them with caulk because I'm an amateur. I do my best. Like this is actually the best work I've ever done, but it's still not professional work. I am going to try and essentially put this together off of the wall. So essentially that whole piece separate from here, and then push it in with the hopes that, if I glue it, it'll glue and brad nail, it will kind of flex around the wall, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, so I'm tired. I'm headed out. Really hope you enjoy this video. As a reminder, please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.